I'm pleased to be joined by Brenda Discher. She is the Chief Marketing Officer for Siemens Digital Industries. Brenda, thank you so much for coming in to our stage here at CES.
Awesome, thank you for having me.
Yes, how does it feel to be back?
Oh, it feels awesome to be back, and there's so many people.
The energy, right?
The energy is amazing.
Just by the, I don't know what it is, right? We're like all batteries hanging out around each other. We're all amped up. So, thanks again for being here. And I know that Siemens, they have come to this year's show with tech from what I've heard, the depths of the ocean that goes all the way to the reaches of space. But I think it might surprise some people to know that Siemens has really been part of tech before it was even called tech. So
yes.
What else should people maybe know about Siemens' history in innovation?
So Siemens is a 175 years old startup. Started in a garage in Berlin, been doing industrial automation and technology that entire time. And in the last 24 months, really started to transform, just like every other company in the world, using digitalization and using technology to rethink the way we deliver digital transformation to our customers, large and small, in every industry. So we're just like any other company, transforming every day to deal with kind of the, how the world is working in order to digitize what we do.
And I guess what is some of the exciting technology that you guys are really, rallying around that you're highlighting here at CES?
Yeah, so there's really a couple of things that's really important to us. So one is what I would call digital transformation via the digital twin. And so something that we do, which a lot of companies are actually talking about this now, so it's kind of cool. We started talking about this almost a decade ago, is the idea that if you can represent a model inside of a computer, digitally, of whatever the product is you want to produce, a car, a cell phone, any of the equipment around us here, and you can actually simulate it and work on that equipment inside the computer and understand how it works, what are the materials needed, how do you manufacture it, you can more sustainably, more quickly adapt to the customer needs. And so the digital twin is the most critical piece of tech we're showing here. The second part is taking that digital twin and immersing it in the real world through immersive experiences like the metaverse.
Yeah.
So the industrial metaverse is another thing we're actually showcasing in our exhibit hall. So those are the two that are the most coolest.
This is funny because, look, my mama, she watches like everything I do. And she probably just like, what the heck did Brenda just say?
What did I say?
I'm just curious, can you, if you're talking to my mama.
Okay.
Hi Jojo, hi mama.
Jojo.
How would you describe, in layman's terms, what a digital twin would be? Yeah, right?
Okay, so nice to meet you. Nice to meet your mom. So a digital twin is the ability in a computer to digitally create a model of something that's real. And once you've created it in the computer, you then get so many more benefits by creating it digitally. You don't have to produce costly prototypes, lots and lots of cars that need to be produced to test. You don't have to produce multiple iterations of, say, the new cell phone. Everything can be done digitally, so I can actually experience how it's going to work before it's ever built. Is that a better definition for Mama?
Mama Tong, you got you good? You good? Okay, awesome. Also, how does Siemens create this digital space? We talked about simulating conditions that are maybe underwater or in outer space, right? These environments, you talk about making a product digitally, but how do you create those environments, then figure out how it's going to react to?
How it's going to react to. So three things we're actually showing in our exhibit this week, two of which you can actually experience yourselves if you come to the booth. And I think we've got some footage we'll be showing people. It's really cool. So the first one is what we're calling Nemo's Gardens. Nemo's Gardens is super cool. And you can put on the VR glasses and actually experience what it's like, but they actually have created these, they look like domes that float, almost looking like a jellyfish underwater. Hopefully our audience is being able to see these. And underneath the water, they submerge them in the oceans around the world, and they're using the ocean in order to do farming, in order to farm sustainable vegetables and to grow food. And if you think about it, we're running out of space. And if you're in a city, especially in Italy, which is where this was created and started, there's not a lot of land in order to create farms, and people want groceries and they want fresh food near where they live. And so they've actually gone out into the ocean. You've got this dome underwater. The dome actually, kind of condensation collects inside. The divers go in and they sustainably actually farm food. It's so cool. And I have a gift.
You have a gift.
I have a gift.
I'm never going to say no to gifts.
He can't say no to a gift. So these are chocolates that were actually made from herbs and strawberries that were sustainably grown in one of the Nemo Gardens underwater. Yes, I have chocolates for you. These will get your energy amped up even more later.
So could I say digital life is like a box of chocolates?
Digital life is like a box of a digital twin. It's a digital twin that's a chocolate appetizer.
I do want to ask you more things, otherwise I'd stuff my mouth with these.
Exactly.
You know, we talk about communities like in Italy looking for more places to, you know, grow and farm, but how does this technology really go hand in hand with sustainability, and then this kind of initiative that we've really been pushing forward, human security for all, and how companies can help, how technology can help that?
That's a great theme here at CES this week. So if you think about the fact that we're using digital technology, and we're using sensors, and we're using all kinds of advanced technology and collecting data in order to actually understand what's going on underwater, and we're actually producing these crops in a way where we're not using precious resources on land, and we're not using some of the things, and being able to use our resources more smartly, it A, is much more sustainable, and B, it's allowing more people to have access to fresh local food, right? And I would say the other example is even a better one, which you can experience in our booth, and you actually can sit in and experience. Who doesn't want to go to space, right? Do you want to go to space?
I want to go to space.
I want to go to space,
but
I'm not an astronaut. But another one of our customers who's here at the show, Space Perspective, which is a startup, small company, realized they needed to build a digital twin of what they're calling their space capsule, which is actually a small capsule. It seats about 9 people. Super cool experience, very elegant, and through a giant balloon that's filled with have you seen it? It's really cool. They gently lift you to the tip of the atmosphere. You have a beautiful view of the Earth. It's a 6-hour ride.
People are
and then they slowly descend you. Buy your tickets now, check them out. Yeah, it's so cool. Such a cool experience. But think about if somebody were going to produce a bunch of these and test these. Think of the cost of the materials. Think of all of the impact on the environment of the carbon to actually produce an engine to lift it. This is done very sustainably and ties right back to the CES theme of the ability to go to space, but also have something sustainable that really allows people to enjoy something that's super cool.
You know, you said, just get your ticket now.
Just get your ticket now.
How much are these your tickets now?
The tickets are really expensive right now because it's
just throw out the price. Let's get
$125,000 a seat, so they're not cheap right now. But again, I'm actually considering what do I want to do to get myself to space.
I know how we can, because it honestly looks like a luxury resort, like club, dinner place in that capsule.
And there's a bar.
With, you know, all things working out all right. Maybe CES, we do a segment from there, and
you could get a ride. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, totally. That's why we brought you on.
Absolutely.
In fact, Siemens is going to be a special guest on this stage every year.
Every year I'm here for you.
I want to get on that space capsule.
Every year I'm here for you. But I will tell you, we're not giving away a free ticket, but what we are giving away is if you come to the booth and you actually immerse yourself in the experience, so we have a little, almost like an industrial metaverse immersive experience of sitting in and enjoying the ride to space and the descend down. We are giving away 2 tickets to the Kennedy Space Center, which is where our friends Space Perspectives are, for people to go down there and actually watch everything and understand how it works and get a glimpse of the manufacturing and the way the cool experience. So we're giving away 2 tickets here at the show. It's super cool.
I mean, I know we're hosting and we're doing this thing. I just want to watch that video and just throw myself in there. It looks incredible. I mean, this is another example of like just the amazing like innovation and tech that happens here at the show. Like when you have someone who's come to the show 15 years and my mind can still be blown. That is amazing.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And one last customer that we have in our booth, back to the theme here at the show, all about sustainability, is a company called 80 Acres, which is doing sustainable farming. Again, another one. And what they've done is inside of a building, a facility in the Midwest, kind of near my home, they've actually created through IoT analytics, through a bunch of technology, through automation, and they're actually a great example of traditional Siemens hardware technology and our software. They have been able to actually create a farm, an indoor farm, that is producing unbelievably perfect vegetables because they know the amount of light, they know the amount of fertilizer, they know the amount of food that every plant needs, and they're growing things in a factory, in an actual building factory, and they're going to produce these and put these all over the world. So again, another way to grow sustainable using tech. Using a digital twin, simulating the needs of the environment, they're able to very sustainably produce farming.
Wow, you tied it all together so nicely. It's almost like you do this for a living.
It's almost like I do this for a living. Exactly.
Is there anywhere that you want to direct people who might be watching, where they can find out more, or people that are here at the show?
Yeah, so 2 things. One, if you're watching online, check out the URL that I think they've put up here on the screen. That's where you can go to the landing page. You can get access to all the customer stories and learn more about digital twins and more about Siemens. And number two, if you're here at CES, come visit our booth and actually go through the experience.
I'm going to go through the experience, and if you ever do a raffle, I'm pretty good at raffles.
You're at the raffle.
Yo, I will, 120, 125? The price will go down over time.
It is.
All right, Brenda.
You're going to space.
Thank you so much for coming out and joining us. That was amazing.